the mother of the first shawl. And the Egyptians were known for their cotton fabric. It was so thin, it was so gossamer that even if a woman had on 7 or 8 layers, it was transparent. That's how fine it was. So we got to go about maybe 3,000 years later. You know, we have the Egyptians are now taken over by the Roman Empire. And they have a choice. You're either going to convert or you got to get out of Egypt. A lot of these people went west, and where they had to go was through Africa. They had to migrate through Africa. And with that, the dancers were introduced to music that they'd never heard before, the deep drums, and also the costuming. They're very coarse. Some of the people had shawls, but it's very coarse material. And they started to move with the shawls, very tribal, you know, and as time went on, most of these women just danced for each other. They weren't allowed to be with the men, so they would just get together and dance and, you know, for each other. And when the shawl came into Spain, it came through China, through another country. These were not made in Spain, and they're very, very popular. They're made of silk, and they are embroidered in silk, and they're heavy. It's not like the shawl that you just saw. And so these Spanish women that wanted to dance with the shawl came from good, sturdy stock. You know, they had to leave their country, march across Africa, go up into Spain, you know, find a new life for themselves. So when they started with their shawl, it was so different than other dances. They wanted to really twirl it over their heads, do this, it's all coming from your core. They wanted their shawls to be huge. This is considered a large shawl in Spain. There is another size larger than this, and it's heavier than this. Now this shawl is special to this yoga studio because I wanted one of these shawls, and when I went to Spain, the ones that I wanted were over $1,000. And that was just like a medium price. So I'm talking about shawls. You know how Siri picks up everything that you say? And she picked it up, and my husband got a text that somebody was selling a Spanish monton in Reston. And I'm like, Reston? Are you kidding me? So I go, all right, get your money. Go get the money out of here. We're going to go see this lady. We go up there. And I forget your name.
It's Liliana.
And she is a teacher here. And she said, I got this for a wedding when in the 70s?
No, I lived in Spain for a long time.
Oh, you lived in Spain?
Yeah, and so when you go to weddings, it's like a very, it's popular to wear it as just kind of like an accessory.
Right.
Yeah, so I got it to attend a wedding.
Yes.
I brought it back with me, but.
And then she was cleaning out her house and realized that she's probably not going to go to any more Spanish weddings. And I said, yes, I'll take it. So so here's how this went with this shawl. This is how this came to be in Spain. When the Spaniards came in to the Philippine Islands and tried to colonize them and took over, in Manila, they had a gateway to the Silk Road in Canton, where these were all done by hand way back in the day. And so they said, oh, we're going to bring these home for our wives. They're going to love these shawls. So they bring home the shawls. Then finally, after like a year, they get back to Spain, and the ladies are like, we don't like them. Because they had little men, you know, marching in their formal Chinese costumes. They had buildings on them. They wanted flowers and fringe. So the conquistadors had to go back, get an interpreter, go back up there and tell them they want fringe and they want flowers. And so then it started coming in, and it just took over all over Spain. Everybody has a monton. And not everybody dances with it, but this can be turned into a dress. They actually have special places where you can go, you bring your monton, they start draping it on you and pinning, and when you leave and you go out there, you have a beautiful evening dress. And also, this is made of silk, and see, this fringe is not fringe that you buy in the store. These are each silk threads. So can you imagine, they have to get these silk threads in these little holes, do all these knots, and they don't tangle because they are silk. So what we're going to do is, we are going to show you a dance that has a little bit of Egyptian music, a little bit of the drums, the tribal drums, but we're going to show you some of the Spanish moves with the shawl. So girls?